How is water scarcity driving conflicts between nations? Climate-induced migration is poised to be a major geopolitical fault line that will profoundly reshape the domestic politics of European states and the regional stability of the Middle East and North Africa. MENA. Impact on the Middle East and North Africa. MENA. In the MENA region, climate change acts as a threat multiplier, exacerbating existing vulnerabilities like poverty, weak governance, and conflict. Internal instability and conflict. Gradual changes like desertification, sea level rise threatening the Nile Delta, and prolonged drought will destroy agricultural livelihoods, especially in rural areas. This forces large populations to move to already overstrained urban centers. This internal migration increases competition over scarce resources, water, housing, jobs, fueling social unrest and providing fertile ground for extremist groups and non-state actors, which further destabilizes the state. A regional spillover, as climate effects render parts of the region increasingly uninhabitable, the flow of people across borders to relatively more stable or resource-rich neighbors, like the Gulf states, will increase, placing new stress on regional alliances and potentially turning climate-affected areas into new conflict zones. Impact on Europe. Europe is not a primary source of climate migration, but it is the principal destination across the Mediterranean. The political and social impacts will be significant. Shifting political discourse, the perceived or actual surge of migrants crossing the Mediterranean will securitize migration in European politics. It will likely empower anti-immigration, nationalist, and populist parties, leading to a focus on border security and defense spending rather than climate adaptation aid. This fundamentally changes the nature of domestic political debates and government policies across the European Union. Strain on European unity. Increased irregular arrivals will revive old tensions between EU member states over border control, resettlement quotas, and adherence to asylum laws. This strain on solidarity threatens the cohesion and future functioning of the Schengen area and could lead to more unilateral border closures, undermining the European project. Foreign policy prioritization. The EU's foreign policy will increasingly pivot to the MENA and Sahel regions, shifting from pure development aid to what is termed migration diplomacy. This involves providing economic incentives and aid to source and transit countries in exchange for their commitment to control migrant flows and take back failed asylum seekers. This effectively subordinates long-term climate adaptation and human rights concerns to short-term border management goals.